G'day, I'm Warwick Schiller. On December the 7th at K Ranch at Mount Hunter on the outskirts of Sydney, I'm going to be holding a Resolving Anxiety in Horses Masterclass, and I've done several of these this year, and I'll show you a couple of videos here about some of the changes we've had in horses at those masterclasses. But so the masterclass is about resolving anxiety in horses because almost every behavioral issue people have with horses really stems from some sort of anxiety. You know, if your horse is rearing, bucking, bolting, any of those things, anxious, nervous, they're all some sort of anxiety. And even on the other side of anxiety is shut down. And, you know, a lot of times horses are non-communicative, or they are quote unquote stiff. And a lot of times that's got to do with being in the shutdown state. So, you know, it's all about nervous system regulation. They're either in fight, flight, or freeze. And the masterclass is about how to resolve those, because, you know, a lot of horse training stuff is about a technique to fix a problem, but this is not about techniques. This is really about regulating the nervous system of horses. And I just did a masterclass recently in Wagga as a good example, and there was a horse there that on the ground, not much input that I gave with this horse. He didn't receive any input. You're like, what I do a lot on the ground, if a horse is, you know, troubled and trying to leave, I'll take my flag out and redirect their attention with the flag, and their thoughts just come back to me. Whereas this horse, all he thought about was being away from me. And so I ended up turning him loose, and he just wanted to run back and forth on one end of the arena. And so I did quite a bit of the connection work that I do with them. And at the end of that session, he was kind of following me around like a liberty horse and quite willing to hang out with me. And it's what I did with him is not so much a technique, but it's about a way to reset their nervous system. It's almost like that nervous reset is what takes care of all the problems. You know, Equitana this year, I was asked to do a masterclass there at the main arena on the Sunday. And the horse that I worked with there, he's a two-star eventer. He has done quite a bit of like the Man from Snow River Challenge, stuff like that. He's been, you know, he's run around the high country and mustered brumbies. And but he does get uptight in what the owner says in, you know, big atmosphere sort of thing. And when he came into the arena at Equitana, you know, he was going. The owner handed him to me, and all he wanted to do was run around, and I helped him through that to where he felt. So in the same atmosphere, he felt pretty comfortable with me. But the thing about that was, I didn't do it without any correction. You can't resolve fear through obedience, and I think most training techniques are about obedience, and you can't resolve fear through obedience. You have to work on connection with that. So, you know, with that horse, I didn't make any corrections to him at all. You know, he had a Halton lead rope, but I didn't pull on the Halton lead rope and make him stand still or tell him to do anything. And in the end, in the same environment, he was quite a bit better. Same with the horse at the Wagga Masterclass. There were no corrections. You know, that horse did not end up hanging out with me because I put pressure on him while he was away from me, and I took pressure off when he was pointing towards me, because that's more about, this is the most comfortable place to be, but I would be the one making it uncomfortable. There's none of that to it. So hopefully you can join us if you're in the Sydney area. Hopefully you can join us on the 7th of December at K Ranch. It should be a great day. I'm going to be demoing things with horses. There's going to be quite a bit of talk about mammalian nervous systems and how that works. And then there's also going to be a human part of it too, because resolving anxiety, how efficient you are at resolving anxiety in horses, also has a fair bit to do with how you show up as a human. So there's going to be quite a bit of that too. And if you followed me at all on social media or anything recently in the last, 3, 4, 5 years, I'm really big on that stuff, and really big on the difference it makes. So if you're interested in coming to K Ranch for that day, we have a limited number of seats. So there is a JOT form that you have to apply with. If you're watching this on Facebook, the JOT form link will be in the post. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you just go to the video description, the little writing underneath the thing, we'll have the JOT form in there. And so hopefully if you guys can make it, I'd love to see you there.